Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Y&R Gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In Genoa City, power has always been as volatile as love, and loyalty has never guaranteed safety. That truth hits harder than ever as Jack Abbott makes a decision that shocks everyone connected to Jabot and sends ripples through the entire town. Kane Ashby's return was never meant to be quiet, but no one could have predicted just how seismic his presence would become. What begins as subtle maneuvering and whispered conversations behind closed doors soon explodes into a full-blown corporate coup that leaves Phyllis Summers and Kane himself abruptly fired by Jack, only for the tables to turn in the most jaw-dropping way possible. By the time the dust settles, Jabot has a new CEO, and that CEO is Kane. At first, Jack believes he is restoring order. For weeks, he has sensed that something at Jabot is off. Numbers don't quite add up, meetings feel staged, and there is a persistent feeling that people are talking around him rather than to him. Jack has always prided himself on being able to read a room, but even he underestimates how deeply Kane and Phyllis have embedded themselves into the company's inner workings. Phyllis, as always, operates with fierce confidence, convinced that she knows what is best not only for Jabot but for Jack himself. Kane, on the other hand, plays the long game, presenting himself as the calm strategist, the man with a global vision for the company's future. When Jack finally confronts them, the confrontation is explosive. Phyllis refuses to back down, accusing Jack of being out of touch and too emotionally driven to lead Jabot in a rapidly changing market. Kane supports her argument, but in a measured, almost respectful way, which only irritates Jack further. To Jack, it feels like a betrayal layered on top of arrogance. He sees two executives who have overstepped their boundaries and undermined his authority, and he reacts the only way he knows how, decisively and publicly. In a move that stuns the executive floor, Jack fires both Phyllis and Kane, making it clear that he will not tolerate insubordination or secret alliances. For Phyllis, the firing is deeply personal. Jabot is more than a job to her. It is a symbol of her resilience and relevance. She has fought tooth and nail to stay at the top in a town that constantly underestimates her. Being escorted out feels like humiliation, and her anger burns hot and fast. She vows that Jack will regret this, that he has made a massive mistake by pushing her aside. Kane's reaction is far more restrained. He accepts Jack's decision with a calm nod, even offering a polite handshake before leaving. To anyone watching, it appears that Kane has lost this round. But those who know him best sense that this is exactly where he wants to be. Outside Jabot, the fallout is immediate. Whispers spread through Genoa City, and speculation runs wild. Some see Jack's decision as a necessary show of strength, proof that he is still firmly in control. Others worry that he has just alienated two of the most cunning minds in the business. Phyllis wastes no time stirring the pot, venting to anyone who will listen and planting seeds of doubt about Jack's leadership. She hints at financial missteps and missed opportunities, subtly framing herself as the visionary who was silenced. Kane, meanwhile, keeps a low profile, meeting quietly with investors and board members who have already been questioning Jack's direction. What Jack doesn't realize is that the board has been watching closely. Jabot's recent performance has been uneven, and while Jack remains a powerful figure, some board members are beginning to wonder if his emotional entanglements are clouding his judgment. Kane's firing, rather than reassuring them, raises alarms. To them, it looks like Jack is reacting out of pride rather than strategy. Kane's calm departure and refusal to retaliate publicly only strengthen his image as a steady, rational alternative. As days turn into weeks, pressure mounts. Jack struggles to project confidence, but privately he is haunted by doubt. He misses Phyllis's relentless drive, even if he would never admit it. He also can't shake the feeling that Kane is still influencing events from the shadows. That feeling proves to be correct. Kane has been quietly building a coalition, presenting a detailed plan for Jabot's future that emphasizes global expansion, technological innovation, and a cleaner corporate image. He positions himself not as Jack's enemy but as the man who can take Jabot to the next level. Phyllis, sensing an opportunity, aligns herself with Kane despite their complicated history. Their alliance is tense and transactional, built on mutual benefit rather than trust. Phyllis provides Kane with insider knowledge and a deep understanding of Jabot's culture, while Kane offers her the chance to reclaim her influence. Together, they become a formidable force, even as they pretend to be licking their wounds. The turning point comes during a high-stakes board meeting. Jack enters the room expecting routine discussions, only to find the atmosphere charged with tension. Questions are sharper, critiques more pointed. When the topic of leadership arises, Jack is blindsided. One by one, board members voice their concerns, citing recent instability and missed opportunities. Then Kane is invited into the room. The shock on Jack's face is unmistakable as Kane calmly lays out his vision, speaking not with bitterness but with confidence and clarity. Kane emphasizes unity, growth, and a willingness to adapt. He acknowledges Jack's legacy and contributions, framing his own leadership as an evolution rather than a rejection. It's a masterful performance, and the board is visibly impressed. When the vote is called, the result is devastating for Jack. The board has decided to appoint Kane as the new CEO of Jabot, effective immediately. Jack is offered an honorary role, a gesture meant to soften the blow but one that feels hollow in the moment. News of Kane's appointment spreads like wildfire. Genoa City is stunned. For many, it feels like a complete reversal of fortune, a reminder that power can shift in an instant. Kane steps into his new role with measured confidence, careful not to gloat. He thanks the board and publicly acknowledges Jack's legacy, positioning himself as a unifier rather than a conqueror. Behind closed doors, however, he knows exactly what he has achieved. Being fired was not the end of his story at Jabot, it was the catalyst. Phyllis's reaction is complex. On one hand, she feels vindicated. Jack's decision to fire her now looks impulsive, even foolish. On the other hand, she is keenly aware that Kane is now the one holding the reins. She pushes for a prominent role in the new regime, reminding Kane of her loyalty and contributions. Kane listens, but he is cautious. He knows Phyllis is brilliant and dangerous in equal measure. Their partnership continues, but the balance of power has shifted. Jack, meanwhile, struggles to come to terms with his loss. Jabot has been his life, a symbol of his family's legacy and his own identity. Watching Kane take his place is a bitter pill to swallow. Yet, as time passes, Jack begins to reflect on his own mistakes. He realizes that his firing of Kane and Phyllis was driven as much by wounded pride as by principle. Whether he will seek redemption or revenge remains an open question, one that keeps Genoa City on edge. Under Kane's leadership, Jabot begins to change. New initiatives are launched, partnerships explored, and the company's public image carefully rebranded. Employees feel a mix of excitement and uncertainty as Kane reshapes the corporate culture. Some welcome the fresh vision, while others remain loyal to Jack and resent the sudden shift. Kane navigates these tensions with diplomacy, determined to prove that the board made the right choice. Phyllis finds herself both empowered and constrained. She is back in the game, but no longer calling all the shots. Her ambition burns as fiercely as ever, and she constantly tests Kane's limits, pushing for bolder moves and quicker results. Kane, for his part, appreciates her drive but refuses to be rushed. Their dynamic is electric, filled with sharp exchanges and unspoken competition. As the weeks unfold, it becomes clear that Kane's rise to CEO has set off a chain reaction that will affect every corner of Genoa City. Old alliances are tested, new rivalries emerge, and long-buried grudges resurface. Jack watches from the sidelines, quietly rebuilding his strength and considering his next move. Phyllis walks a tightrope, balancing her loyalty to Kane with her desire for control. And Kane stands at the center of it all, aware that his victory is only as secure as his ability to maintain it. In the end, the story of Kane and Phyllis being fired by Jack, only for Kane to emerge as Jabot's new CEO, is a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in Genoa City. Power is never permanent, loyalty is rarely simple, and every decision carries consequences that ripple far beyond their original intent. For Kane, the journey from dismissal to dominance is a testament to patience and strategy. For Phyllis, it is proof that being underestimated can be a weapon. And for Jack, it is a painful lesson in the cost of letting emotion override foresight. The future of Jabot is now uncertain and thrilling all at once. With Kane at the helm, the company stands on the brink of a new era, one defined by ambition, calculated risk, and the constant tension between legacy and progress. Whether this era will lead to triumph or turmoil remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Genoa City will never be the same again. The drama at Jabot Cosmetics took a sharp and unexpected turn when Kane Ashby and Phyllis Summers made the bold decision to fire Jack Abbott from his position. This move sent shockwaves through Genoa City, reshaping the power dynamics within one of the most influential companies in town. 4 years, Jack Abbott had been the face of Jabot, the charismatic leader steering the company through storms and successes alike. His removal marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter, one with Kane Ashby at the helm as the new CEO. Kane and Phyllis' decision didn't come lightly. Their alliance, both personal and professional, had been forged in fire, with each having faced their own battles within the Abbott family and the competitive world of business. Phyllis, known for her savvy and resilience, had long envied the Abbott legacy, often feeling sidelined despite her contributions. Kane, on the other hand, had always been a loyal yet ambitious figure, navigating his complex ties to the Abbott family and his own ambitions with care. The dismissal of Jack was more than a corporate shakeup. It was a strategic power move. Jack's leadership style, though effective, had grown predictable and, in some eyes, stagnant. Kane and Phyllis believed that fresh leadership was essential for Jabot to thrive in an evolving market. Kane's appointment as CEO was seen as both a challenge and an opportunity. It was his chance to prove himself, not just as a member of the Abbott clan by marriage but as a formidable business leader in his own right. The initial reaction within Jabot was mixed. Many employees were loyal to Jack, who had built strong relationships over the years. His charisma and experience made him a beloved figure, and some questioned whether Kane was ready for the immense responsibility. However, others saw Kane's rise as a breath of fresh air, hopeful that his innovative ideas and dynamic approach would rejuvenate the company. Phyllis stood firmly by Kane's side, her support unwavering. Her own position within Jabot had been solidified through years of hard work and strategic maneuvering. Together, they represented a new power couple within Genoa City's business elite, determined to leave their mark. Their partnership combined Kane's steady leadership with Phyllis' keen understanding of the market and media, making them a formidable duo. Behind the scenes, Jack was grappling with the fallout. His firing was a blow not only to his career but to his identity. For Jack, Jabot was more than a company. It was a legacy built by generations of Abbotts. Being ousted by Kane and Phyllis felt like a personal betrayal, fueling a desire to reclaim his position and prove his worth. His pride and determination hinted at future battles, both in the boardroom and beyond. The ripple effects extended beyond the corporate realm. Family tensions flared as the Abbott clan found themselves divided. Some sided with Jack, viewing Kane and Phyllis as usurpers, while others were curious to see how the new leadership would unfold. The dynamics within the family became a microcosm of the larger struggle for control and influence within Genoa City. Kane's leadership style began to emerge in his early days as CEO. Unlike Jack's sometimes traditional approach, Kane favored innovation and adaptability. He pushed for modernization within Jabot, emphasizing digital marketing and expanding the company's reach to younger demographics. This strategy was met with cautious optimism by the board and investors, eager to see tangible results. Phyllis played a crucial role in shaping Jabot's public image under Kane's tenure. Her media savvy and understanding of public relations helped smooth over the initial disruptions caused by the leadership change. She orchestrated campaigns that highlighted Jabot's commitment to diversity and sustainability, aligning the brand with contemporary values and trends. This repositioning helped Jabot regain momentum in a competitive market. However, leadership transitions are rarely smooth, and Kane soon faced challenges that tested his resolve. Internal resistance from longtime employees loyal to Jack created obstacles. Board members wary of rapid change pushed back against some of Kane's initiatives. Navigating these internal politics required diplomacy and strategic thinking, skills Kane had to quickly sharpen. Meanwhile, Jack was far from defeated. His firing ignited a renewed fire within him to fight back. He began exploring legal avenues and rallying allies, determined to reclaim his legacy. Jack's charisma and influence meant he could not be easily sidelined, and his efforts promised ongoing conflict at Jabot. The personal lives of Kane and Phyllis also intertwined with their professional challenges. Their relationship, once a source of strength, faced strains under the pressure of their new roles. Balancing love and leadership proved complex, with moments of tension and reconciliation shaping their journey. Their shared goal of transforming Jabot kept them united, even as external pressures mounted. As Kane settled into his role, he also sought to build his own legacy distinct from the shadow of the Abbott name. He initiated partnerships with emerging designers and pushed for innovation in product development. These moves were designed to position Jabot not just as a traditional family business but as a cutting-edge leader in the cosmetics industry. Phyllis, leveraging her deep understanding of the entertainment world, used celebrity endorsements and media events to boost Jabot's profile. Her efforts helped bridge the gap between the company's heritage and its future, appealing to both loyal customers and new audiences. Together, Kane and Phyllis crafted a vision for Jabot that was bold and forward-looking. Yet, the path was fraught with challenges. Competitors seized on Jabot's leadership changes as an opportunity to gain market share. Rival companies launched aggressive marketing campaigns, forcing Kane and Phyllis to respond swiftly and strategically. These competitive pressures tested their ability to lead under fire. Within the Abbott family, the power struggle continued. Jack's supporters worked behind the scenes to undermine Kane's initiatives, creating a tense atmosphere at family gatherings and board meetings alike. The personal and professional lines blurred, with family loyalty and business interests intertwining in complex ways. Despite the obstacles, Kane's tenure as CEO also brought moments of triumph. Successful product launches and positive financial reports bolstered confidence in his leadership. His ability to adapt and innovate began to win over skeptics, gradually solidifying his position. Phyllis' unwavering support and strategic input were instrumental in these victories. The evolving story of Kane and Phyllis' leadership at Jabot captured the attention of Genoa City's residents. Their rise to power, the challenges they faced, and the rivalry with Jack Abbott became a compelling saga of ambition, loyalty, and transformation. Each new development added layers to the intricate tapestry of relationships and power plays. As the months passed, the question remained: would Kane and Phyllis succeed in reshaping Jabot and securing their legacy, or would Jack's determination and influence prove insurmountable? The future of one of Genoa City's most iconic companies hung in the balance, with tension and anticipation building with every twist and turn. In this high-stakes world of business and family, every decision carried weight. The firing of Jack Abbott by Kane and Phyllis was just the beginning of a new chapter filled with intrigue, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of power. As Jabot moved forward under Kane's leadership, the drama and challenges promised to keep viewers captivated, eager to see how the story would unfold.